Hello and welcome back to Focus Atlanta. Thanks so much for continuing to watch. In our last segment, we're going to talk about the book American Roulette. I'm here with Matthew Best and Pat LaMarche. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks
You
for
got to
having
give
me.
me the background. Like, whose idea was this?
So that was my idea, and really, this stems from the fact you kind of mentioned this. There's been a lot of mass shootings, and one of them, I don't even remember which one. I saw the response, and it just impacted me. I wasn't directly affected by it, but you know the response, thoughts and prayers. Then people have their own facts that they talk past each other, and I thought, what's missing in this is where's the humanity? And so this is where the idea for the book comes in, is it's a focus on humanity. In this book, we don't offer the solutions, we don't pretend to have the answers, but our focus is on the humanity, and that's of the victims, of the perpetrator, of the community, of the responders. Because if we're gonna have any type of change, we gotta see the humanity in this.
Absolutely. Pat, what was it for you? Like, what was the kind of the nail in the coffin that said, you know what? I've got to do something. I've got to be a part of something.
Matthew and I are partners in crime on a lot of other projects, and so I'm an author and a journalist. So he called me up or sent me an email and said, "We got to do this book. I want to do this book. Can you help me get it across the finish line?" And I said, "Well, how about if rather than he hadn't written a book yet, maybe." Because he wanted to focus on people and the qualities of each individual, I said, what if each individual involved in the book was written by a different author? So it's a very non-traditional anthology where it's a timeline, it's a day in the life of all eight people, but it goes, as the day goes by, you get to know each person better and better and better. And at 5:17 that afternoon, when one person commits the unspeakable, you get to know these people really well. And it's a murder mystery, it's a novel. We've gotten wonderful support for the book. One of the major organizations for limiting gun violence, Brady, had said that for a long time they wanted a piece of fiction because you can't talk about the kids at Uvalde. It's too terrible.
When we think about all that this country has been through concerning this issue, to your point, the biggest thing is those of us on the outside looking in going, gosh, I wish there was something I could have done, or I wish there was something I would have seen, or I wish, it's just that tug of war emotionally for everybody on the outside looking in, thinking, what if? Um, do you do you think that in your writing you did a lot of the what ifs?
Yeah,
Sorry, Ben. No.
yeah. I mean, even the title is really this kind of play on that very notion, right? So everyone's heard of Russian roulette, and in that game, you're holding the gun to yourself and you're pulling the trigger. In American roulette, we're all playing the game, but we don't even realize it. We're just living our lives and someone else is pointing the gun, and maybe you get hit, maybe not, because this is happening in all sorts of locations. And so, yeah, we're really trying to deal with this what if situation. This in our book, it happens in a very common place, and people just happen to be coming together. There was no rhyme or reason. It's just these are the things, and it's a struggle. And again, it's really that focus on that humanity to see that even the perpetrator is not just some form of evil. They're a human being, and things have happened that have gotten somebody to that point. So
And it's not just mass shootings. The book, ironically, came out on within 24 hours of the mass shooting in Lewiston, Maine, that took 18 people at the bowling alley and the bar. It was the same exact day, and on that day, my brother had to leave work because he works in Lewiston, Maine, across the way. I mean, my family's been in shutdowns. It's the most one of the people that collaborated on the book, Cheryl Donbaichek, mentioned that when we were kids, we all heard of cancer, but we didn't know anyone who had it. Now, we used to just hear about gun violence. Now we all know someone affected by it. And an important issue. And it's not just mass shootings. I mean, It's drive-by shootings. I don't want to say accidental shootings because they really should be all accidental. But where people are getting just hit by this American roulette game and they don't even know they're in it.
Well, then I can't let you guys get out of here without telling us about how we can get the book. Is there a website?
AmericanRouletteBook.com is our website, AmericanRouletteBook.com. And we were gifted the rights by our publisher for the audiobook.
One of the other pieces of that also, this goes back to the published book, is that all of the authors, we have donated all of the proceeds that come to us to organizations that address gun violence. This is not about us making money. This is about, we want to change the conversation that happens in this country.
Change the conversation. I gotta say, you guys are absolutely on the right track. Thank you so much for making time for us here in Atlanta. It was a pleasure to meet you both.
You too. Thank you, Keisha.
All right, guys, the book is American Roulette. Please take the opportunity to go to the website. And you know what? Let's all kind of step up to the plate. To their point, there's something each of us can do, and we all feel so helpless when we see these things happening. Sometimes it's just a matter of looking in the mirror and thinking about that one thing or that one little aspect that perhaps you can do in the life of a child, you can do in the life of a student. Like, you don't know what your impact could be, but each of us can make a dent in this issue, in this problem. And we need to at some point in America. Thanks, guys, for tuning in to this week's episode of Focus Atlanta. I hope to see you next Sunday here on CBS Atlanta.